The film Pizza. What a movie. It's been a long time since I sat through a real humdinger of a movie. It's got bits of everything. It's got good romance, it's got believable characters, it's got a strong plot, and most of all, it scares the living crap out of you. Now, here in this movie, directed by Karthik Subburaj, I think it's his first attempt, or maybe it's his second or third, I don't know. What a movie and what a story he's come up with. Vijay Sethupathi and Ramya Nambisen. Hang on. Ramya Nambisen is it's spelled. So I guess her name is Ramya, not Ramya. But whatever. She's a brilliant actress too. So here in this movie, they've taken what looks like a regular, straightforward movie about the occult, the exotic, the scary, the ghost-like, and twisted it around in such a way that you just don't know which way it's heading. Absolute top marks to the director and the story writer and whoever else was involved in it, because it would have taken a lot of involvement from everyone to put in those little bits which make the story move along properly without you sitting back suddenly and saying, hey, that was goofy, how did that happen? No, there aren't any loose ends, and if there are any loose ends, it doesn't matter. In the overall flow of the movie, even if there were little flaws here and there, you'll just tend to ignore it. You might even forget it unless you go and watch it again, and then you try and figure out, okay, that was a little goof up there, but I didn't see any goof up, and it doesn't matter. It didn't take away from the enjoyment of the movie one bit. So here you have a very interesting movie of a young couple. Vijay Sethupathi is the hero. He's a delivery boy in a pizza restaurant, a pizza chain, and his girlfriend, who he's not married to, but they're living together. She is played by Ramya, extremely talented, good-looking girl, and they are a couple, and they're living together. And she, incidentally, is very keen on horror stories and ghost stories, and she's doing research on it. And she's doing research because she wants to write a novel. So that's the reason why she's so inquisitive about ghosts and all the occult and all that. And she keeps telling stuff like that to her boyfriend, Vijay, who is, slightly scared. You can see that it's not something he's comfortable with, which Ramya is. So then it later on transpires that, that she is pregnant. And then he comforts her by saying that, it's okay, these things happen. So why don't you, take care of the child? So she asks him, what do you mean by take care of the child? So he says, in other words, he doesn't want to say abort it. But she gets really angry, and then they have a fight, and they leave, is how we are shown the movie. And then it cuts into the movie itself, which is the goings on of a single day in where Vijay is asked to go and deliver a pizza to a certain address. So he goes out there, and he delivers the pizza. And there's a lady in the house who says, come on in, because I've got to look for change. And then he enters the house. And from there, all hell breaks loose. Because I can tell you, it scares the living crap out of you if you are alone, you see it late at night. Man, it can, really get you thinking. But, yes, there are, all the usual elements of a suspense movie. Eerie music, bodies appearing out of nowhere, bodies disappearing from where you saw it last, strange sounds, people talking, music springing on and off, all the standard ingredients are there, nicely packaged. And I can guarantee you, if you have a girlfriend whom you want her to just feel that you're her man and you look after her, take her for a movie like this, because she'll be all over you, she'll be terrified, I can guarantee you that. But anyway, in this movie, it goes on, and then he's trapped in this house, and what all goes inside it is what makes the bulk of the movie. It's quite terrifying. And then, though at one point I thought maybe the director is just overdoing it a little bit, because you've got on through like one horror followed by another one and another one and another one. So then you say, okay, what can be worse than this? Man, okay, that's it. Somebody come and plunge a knife into him. It can't be more than that. So it tends to slacken off the little fear element and the terror element, because it gets a little bit too long. But whatever it is, the movie comes back to reality, and then he escapes from that house, and how he narrates what happened to him to his boss of the pizza restaurant, and how events unfold from there makes the story. It's a fantastic blend of fantasy and reality. And it all happens in the head of the hero and the heroine. I mean, they have worked out a plan. I won't tell you what it is, because then take away the fun of it. But it's a brilliant concept, both as a movie and a brilliant concept to be worked out by the hero and heroine, to how are they going to enjoy their life as a couple. They get married. Obviously, being a pizza delivery boy and a girl who's just in the process of writing a book, they don't have much money, but they work out a plan how they should make money. And that is how they arrived at this bizarre plot. But I can promise you that unless you know the story, you will never be able to anticipate the twists and turns and the very, very surprise ending, which I should definitely not reveal, because I'll take the fun away from it. But you want to get the shit scared out of you, please go and see Pizza. Wonderful movie, extremely good movie, great acting by the lead pair. And in fact, another interesting thing is, the movie appears, to not slacken its hold on you for a moment, but it's just 3-4 people. So it's all like shot in a house, or shot in interior of one place, and a couple of scenes on the road. Otherwise, it's the same 3 characters or 4 characters go round and round, but it grips you. So brilliant movie, and I believe it's been the story's been already bought to be converted into a Bollywood movie, a Hindi movie, and there's even talk of it going into Hollywood. It could be. I'm surprised that nobody's dug up some research from somewhere which says, hey, this movie is actually pinched from here or stolen from Korea or someplace. Half the good movies that ever come out so always have some source somewhere. But I haven't heard anything about this particular movie, so it must be a truly original one, in which case, even more hats off to the director and the producer of the movie, who put his money down on something like this. Extremely good movie, Pizza.